Cutting cards is basically world making. So, what do I mean by that? I mean that when your students and yourself start finding your own evidence, you can create arguments with your own vision in mind, with your own way of talking about them. And that is what makes debate powerful. It's the ability to express yourself. So, the starter packs that you get, those are just that. They're starters, but they're not endpoints. And you need to be able to go find evidence. So, follow the rules of your division for producing evidence, but definitely know that every division, novice, JV, and varsity, is encouraged to find their own evidence. So, how do you know you have a good article or an article that you can turn into evidence? Well, the best way to know is that the author is making a claim. So, they have like an argumentative goal, all right, something that they want you to believe, right? An opinion they want you to believe. But they also have lots of reasons and proof. And when you're looking through it, you want to be able to break that up into paragraphs that explain what what the author believes, and then what his or her reasons or proof were for that, right? And a card, when it's done, is basically 1 to 3 paragraphs long on average. Anything after 3 paragraphs is probably too long to read in a debate round, and anything that is shorter than 1 paragraph is too short. You want the author to finish their thoughts. So now we're going to go through how to cut a card step by step.
So what is the reason why you might want to find new cards? Well, I'll tell you why. One is if you don't like the packet, then this is your chance to go out there and get some new evidence, evidence that only you and your team are going to have. You want to win. This is why you want to go out there and have new evidence and cut cards. Now, in order to do that, you use the resources that Tony sent us which are on your screen. You go to Google, you Google, for example, Huffington Post. Once you're in that website or in that site, you go into your search terms, your search key, and for example, you'll search war and terrorism, and from that you can pick three or four articles that you might want to use. Step two: read and analyze your article, just like this. And as you can see in the camera, it's okay to make mistakes and underline, and the reason why you want to analyze this is because you want to understand what's in this article. I can read it the first time and say, okay, I got it, but in reality, can you explain it to me in your own words? Maybe not. So this is why you have to analyze and read it at least twice. Once you analyze, you look for words that you don't understand. Looking for those words is the most important thing, because those are the do or dies. If you don't understand a certain word and your argument goes towards something and your word means something else, you have some trouble right there, because some people might call you out on it. So this is why you analyze the reading. As you can see in my cards, I made a bunch of, taglines and, underlining and erasing. So it's fine. Don't worry, okay? Don't freak out. Step three: determining what goes in a card. And keep in mind, these are very important. A whole article is not one card. Authors make too many points, and you do not want to have two different points in one card. You want to have one point for one card, okay? It has to be at least 1 paragraph. And if you want to find out if your card is not long enough, do the thumbnail test. And so if your thumbnail is bigger than your information, than your card, you need to add a little more. And I'm going to show you how to do a card right now. As you can see in my paper from the previous steps, I underline and analyze it, right? So I already know the information that I want to use. And as you can see, I have a bracket right here, my finger, and that's the beginning of one card. In my next page of the article, I have the ending of my first card, which is right here, as you can see in the bracket right here. So remember, the whole card is not an article. The whole article is not a card. Remember that. You use brackets to let you know where it starts and where it ends. Now, you also have to use a tagline. And the way you do a tagline is you tag on the side, as you can see right here, on the side of the page. You don't want to do it on top. You don't want to do it on the bottom. You want to do it on the side, okay? Step 4, printing and cleaning an article in a card or a card. And you don't want to show them, you don't want to show your team the rough draft that you did, because it has a lot of writing and people might get confused. So you want to print and redo a clean copy of it. As you can see right here, it's nice and pretty. You see in the camera, you see my tagline as I showed you in the previous stages right here. And it has all the fine underlining, and it has no writing on it, no notes. Everything is clean. This is how a car will look like once you are done with all the previous steps. Step 5, putting cards in your paper. And this is what you're going to need for step 5. You're going to need some tape, some scissors, and a pencil because you're going to be doing some writing. So, and you need to put your team paper or your team name, like for example, McClymonds High School or something like that, because you don't want no other school or somebody else to take your evidence or your card. Step 1, you must write your tagline as you guys see in the packet. As you can see, I'm writing my tagline and you need to leave space for that. As you guys can see, I'm writing my tagline. Once you're done with your tagline, you must write your source. If you don't write your source name, then we don't know what you're talking about and we don't know where you got this information from. So it's very important that you write your source name. As you can see, I'm writing my source. Step 3, you have to neatly cut out the card. As you can see here, I'm about to cut my card. It has to be neat, okay? When you cut the card, you must do it correctly, and you must cut the sides because photocopier does not copy the sides, and it will get the photocopier jam, and you don't want your teacher to be mad at you. For all the teachers out there, don't be mad at me if I did this wrong. This is how you cut your card. As you can see, I'm going through it. I'm going through it. And wham! You have a piece like this. And remember, you have your bracket, so you must include the whole thing. Now you gotta cut the sides. You see? Nice, neatly. No white sides. And you put it on your team paper like this. And now you have to tape it down the sides completely. Okay? Just tape this completely to the side. Like this. As you can see, taping it down completely. But you're not done yet. Okay? You must cut the whole thing. So as you can see, you have to go all the way down to your next page of your article, because that's not where your card is. And if I'm cutting my card down, you see the next part of my card. Remember, cut down the sides. You don't want your teachers to be angry at you. And you have it. You have it here. And it's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, if you have a wide side like this, cut that down. You don't need that extra space. Now, as you see me cut, tape it right here. Might get a little messy, but it's okay. Right here, down to the sides. Remember, always to the sides. Always to the sides. And this is what your evidence card will look like. And as you can see, we have our logo. So remember, your team logo, your school mascot, your team name, whatever it is, put it there because it's yours. Step 6, once you are done taping and cleaning your card, you must give it to your coach. Remember, if every person in your team cuts at least 2 cards, that is more evidence than the whole packet. Remember, it takes 1 card to win a round. So if you have more than 12, that's 12 possibilities right there, okay? So as you can see, I'm giving it to my coach because you want to share it with your team, okay?
Boom, you're done. Now you know how to cut cards, so go do it.